Okay, so here we start with the issue. Now, I've put my lower deck figures in. I've got the football fan here on his way to the match or to watch the match. I've got my 1960s Twiggy thing there. And I've got the old lady at the front, and that's how I decided how to put them in. But the first thing we need to do, we need to bring over the upper deck ceiling. Try and get this right, and we just need to bob that in place, making sure that it goes down, and then we have the not so fun task of trying to put in the poles for inside the bus. So I'll try and feel where they are, just try and get them in. Luckily, we only have 3 poles to put in. I think the upper deck's going to be a bit more difficult than the lower deck. Okay, so we have them poles now in place, and we're ready to screw this this down. Oh, hang on, I missed a pole. Just got to make sure this is lined up the way it should be. Ah, damn, I knew that'd happen. Okay, yeah, right, so let's get these poles in. Okay, so I just had to stop recording there while I sorted out because one of my figurines came unstuck. So what we're going to do, we need to screw the roof down with some JP screws, I believe. So let's get this screwed down into place, and it should all line up once done. So let's try and get these screws aligned up and in. Making sure that I've just done the 2 furthest ends, because that should, in theory, align all the screws up. Taking my time with this one today because I want to get it right. You know, this is quite a crucial part of the build, and I want to get it right. I've actually been really looking forward to this bit because it's really starting to bring the bus together now, which is fantastic. Just screw there, I'm just not too happy about, so I'm just gonna realign it. Okay, and then we've got the last screw to put in on this side. This will hopefully give some strength to the bus as well. Okay, so that is all in now on this side. So what I need to do, I need to flip this around and put the screws in the other side. Okay, so I've got the bus flipped around, so we need to put a screw in just at the top here for the platform pole. So I'm just doing that now, and that pole's nice and securely into place. And then we need to continue screwing in with the JP screws on the lower deck. So just making sure that the poles are in, which they are. Oh. And then we'll get this all screwed down into place. Making sure that screws are lined up, don't want to go in. for some unknown reason. So line it up with a hole. Wow, that really doesn't want to go in. I don't know why. I might have to push it down a bit. Nope. I've got flying screws going everywhere. So I'll tell you what, let's work from the other side and see if that sorts itself out. So I'll get the first one in at the other side. That's the first one in. I'm going to go to the other side, but not the screw I've just been trying to do. So that's one at the other side. So yeah, I don't know how long this recording is going to be today on this on the bus, because like I said, there's so much to get done in an issue. We're talking about 6 pages of instructions to do. So yeah, I don't know how this is going to come out, but hopefully it will be okay. Okay, so the last screw I need to put in for now is this one here. Now we've got some 2 screws this side here that we need to put in. They're just simply the same JP screw. So I'll try and get them aligned up and in. Oh, feel that biting, that's really good. We'll get the second one, and then what we'll do is we'll attempt that first screw hole we tried. Now it's aligned up. I'm just going to check to make sure all my handrails are in. Yep. Happy with that. Let's try and get this last one in that didn't want to go in now. And that's going in now, so it's all aligned up. Okay, so now we've done that, I'll just double check to make sure we don't need to do anything else. No, we don't. Okay, so that's the first stage of this Epic 96 done. Okay, sorry I'm back guys, I realise I missed a stage on this one. We've got this sort of extender to put in. It is the N cable extender. So I'm just going to fit that just onto the end of cable N, and then probably get cable N, I believe. Maybe not. Because that's all plugged in. So yeah, not too sure where that one's going to go, the end cable, but okay, that's all in place now. So yeah, I put that extension in. Okay, so the second stage of this build is we are going to be putting this outer framework on the upper deck. So we're starting from the left hand side first, and we need to get this in. Now I'm just double checking to make sure I put this in the right place, because the last thing I want to be doing is really making a boo-boo on this. So yeah, right, okay, so let's get this aligned up and get the first screw in, which is still a JP screw. So that's in place there. Okay, and I'm just double checking to make sure that I'm doing this right on this bus. We need to put in the second JP screw. That's nicely aligned up, is that one? Let's put that second one on. Okay, that's the second one in. Now next we've got a third. Let's have a look. The third one is, now it should be first. So look, oh yeah, there we go, just here. Okay, so that's the third JP screw in. Next we have a fourth. So just always double check where these screws are going into place, because the last thing you want to do is become a cropper to them. Okay, so that's that JP screw in. Now the next screws it wants us to put in are some GM screws, because this is now going to get attached to the upper deck framework. So the first GM screw try and line it up best I can. Sort of in line. Right, let's try and right, so the problem is this is a little bit not lining up. So let's have a fiddle around and see what. Right, so if I lift it slightly, that sort of lines it up, and that's going in fantastic. Okay, so that's the first GM screw in. We need to do another GM screw. So let's get another one ready, because basically we are just going to be following on the framework as we go. That one's gone in a lot easier. Make sure that you screw them in nice and tight, which that one is. Just double check this one down here. Yeah, that's in nice and tight. We've got two more to go. So let's get another two GM screws. Okay, and the next one is down here. That's lovely and in line now, because that is really starting to bite. Just knocked it off my block. So that's now screwed in, and the next GM screw was more or less just following a line really. It's just down here. And get that in as tight as possible. Okay. I'm going to continue with the GM screws, I think, because it's got another two to put in, and then I'll put the final JP screws in. So this is the second to last GM screw. Oh, that's gone lovely into place. and then we'll put the last one in. Let's just double check. We've got one in there, we've got one in there, we've got one in there. And that's it for the GM screws. Okay, so we just got another couple of JP screws to put in on this side, and then we've got to repeat the process on the other side. So JP screw, let's have a look. So we did that one. So JP screw on, I've done that one, so why is it asking me to, we did that in a previous, yeah, okay, so one here, obviously I'm just going on what the diagrams say, but so a JP screw there, then another JP screw up here, and then at the back another JP screw. Which makes that very nice and in place. I'm just going to double check because we have like a hole here, and I'm just making sure that we don't have to screw anything into this bit here. So let's have a look. So let's have a look. And it doesn't say on there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just double checking this one. Nope, I don't think we do. So I don't think that needs a JP screw. It's just a hole here, so I just want to double check. So I'm going to stop the video and then swap it round and then come back to it. Okay, so I flipped the bus around, ready to start on the other side. So I'm just going to get some JP screws ready. Seem to be the screw of choice today for this Routemaster. And basically this time we're going to be starting from the rear of the bus. So let me get a screw ready. And I'm going to align that up best I can. With the hole, and then screw that down into place just like that. Now I'm just going to jump ahead because I need to make sure this is all one, so I'm actually just going to put a JP screw on the front, and then that'll align this piece up perfectly, and then I can just screw this in nice and easy. Make sure it's lined up. That screw's going in, fantastic. Okay, so let's follow the line again of the JP screws. We do have GM screws as well to go in. Okay, so the next one is over here. It's not going in very much. Okay, so we do the next one. I'll be second to tired of JP screws by the end of this today. Okay, and then we do the next one, which is just above it. Okay, right, just like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just continue to finish off the JP screws, and then we're not confusing ourselves with anything else. So I'm just going to follow the line down, and then what I'll do is I'll start off with the GM screws. So this should be the last JP screw going in. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we've got some GM screws to put in. The M meaning it's metal, and this will support the bus onto the lower deck frame. Quite a lot to do in this issue today, but this is extremely enjoyable. It really is. A lot of people probably were like, oh gosh, how long is this issue going to be? But I'm really enjoying this. This part of the build, it is fantastic. You know, the only problem is going to be editing the video. It's going to take a while to edit this one, I think. And I'm using new software to edit as well, because I'm trying to do I'm trying to make the channel a lot better. So yeah, I've got to get used to new video editing software, and deal with this long issue of the bus. So this is the last GM screw to go in. Just going to move it slightly, and then after I've got this screw in, that'll be the second part of the build finished, and we've just got the third part to go. Okay, so that's in place, and that's the second part of this build finished. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is we need to put the LEDs onto the upper deck ceiling. So starting from the back, it says we just need to push the LEDs into place. Just going to get a little screwdriver just to help me do that. Just to make sure they're in place all the way. We actually have to do this with the X-wing, so okay, and then we need to sort of bend them basically like that. So we'll get the next set. This is 3 bulbs this time. So just finger push them into place, and then I'm just going to get my screwdriver just to make sure that they're all in place properly. And then again, we need to sort of bend this bit into place, just like that. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is this is going to come round, and we need to put the next set of LEDs in. 3 bulbs. Just going to use that screwdriver just to make sure that they are in properly, and then again bend this bit into place, just like so. Okay, and then we've got the last set of LEDs. Pushing them into place. And then bend the strip again into place. Just like so. Okay, we've got something, a sticky thing, so we can stick down this front wire. So just break one of these off. Well, not break, but take one of these off. And that is now in place. And I believe that is all we have to do now in this issue 96. So wow, what an issue that has been. I haven't got a clue how long the video is going to be altogether, but wow, 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 wow is all I can say about this. It has been an absolutely fantastic issue to do. We've got so much work done on the bus and I'm just amazed by it all. So, right, so issue 96 is definitely now complete. Well, that's it for today's issue 96, and thank you so much for tuning in and bearing with me while I get this epic issue out the way. But you know, some issues are sent to try you and whatnot, but I really enjoyed that issue. It was a pleasure to do it, and the bus is looking so lovely now. It's really starting to show how good this model is, really. So yeah, what a day to do that on. But so, if you like this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell and you'll be notified of any future videos. Also, down in the description, there is a link to my Patreon page, wishlist, and all the social media accounts that go with the channel. So check them out as well. But from me, as for always, stay safe and bye for now.